Hi, this is Tim Campso with Action Coach of Indiana and our Business Spotlight series. And the purpose is to interview local business owners and promote them through our social channels and email database. And this is a free service we're providing because we know that when all small businesses are strong, then the economy is strong. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Nate. Welcome, Nate. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thanks. It's great to be here. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's start with you introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about you personally.
Sure. Name's Nate Miller. My company that I've started here is called Voxi. It's my second startup out of Fishers, Indiana. Office is out here in Launch Fishers. And, Indiana raised, grew up in Northern Indiana, kind of Amish country, and, got in tech industry pretty early on. And it's been a great ride ever since.
Fantastic. So you call yourself a Hoosier?
It's not a word that naturally comes off my tongue, but yeah, I've been called that from time to time.
Wonderful. Well, hey, tell us a little bit more about Voxi. If I was to say, give us your 60-second commercial, how would you describe your company?
Sure. It's one of those same situations where I think a lot of people are familiar with. When you're watching TV, you see something really cool on screen and you point at the screen and say, wow, what is that? Where can I get it? The idea actually came from Avengers Age of Ultron. And I saw Tony Stark walk out on stage with a really cool Bruce Lee t-shirt. And I thought, man, that's cool. Where can I get that? And it took me about 8 months of intentionally just trying to hunt and peck and find it and track it down. And that entire time I kept thinking, what's a better way to get these products in people's hands? And that's just a lot of missed opportunity for both the brands, the products, the end user, and a missed revenue portion for the show or content creators as well. So flash forward to today, we've got a pretty good niche right now with home renovation. We are working with Good Bones, otherwise known as Two Chicks and a Hammer on HGTV. And we have a couple other home renovation clients out there that have been really a great launch for us. But here recently, we've actually been getting into motorsports as well to help get some of those products, brand sponsorships, bringing a little bit more substantial meaning to some of those partnerships with the race teams, the drivers, and again, the fans themselves.
Fantastic. So when products are in placement in a show, now there's a way for people to quickly be able to buy it. Is that the idea?
Yeah. So the idea here is, so if I'm watching the Tim show right now, and I'm looking at you and I say, hey, I love that sweater you're wearing. Where can I get that? We would approach you, we would partner with you and help catalog all the products in each one of your episodes. We then reach out to those brands, bring them on board, and they pay for those spots within your own app that we have branded for you. And, we take that revenue, we split it with you. So you make money, we make money, the brand gets to sell their products. The end users or your fan base gets to acquire those products pretty quickly and easily as well.
Wow, that is so cool. That's awesome, man. So how long have you been in business?
So the idea actually kind of got generated way back around 2015, incorporated in 2018, but I took that first year to really just kind of travel around and talk to a lot of content creators, producers, and as well as brands as well, to talk to them about what would a good marriage look like between the two of you. So that first year was just a lot of a discovery, started development, staffed up in 2019, and in 2021 here has been our big year. Coming out of 2020 was a little rough, but 2021 here, things really picked up. Things warmed up really well. And again, our latest shift over into motorsports has been really exciting as well.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that. So
Thanks.
tell us, Nate, who do you serve? Who's your target audience?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We do have a very kind of a unique B2B to C play. We do serve the shows. We want to partner with them, help bring some revenue into the door. We also have really the main client is going to be mostly those brands that really want to have their products discovered, or the fact that their products might be seen by millions of people across the U.S. or even globally. Again, they're just not being identified, and unless they pay a lot of money for an actual brand sponsorship within the show, we can come in and say, hey, at a fraction of the cost, we can actually give you much better ROI on those products that you have that are being seen out there across millions of TV households, as well as we can give you a really good ROI. You can track your views, clicks, impressions on that side as well, versus most people that just kind of throw a product out there, or they might donate an in-kind product on the show in hopes that someone could find them. We give them a much more granular traction for any of those types of engagements.
Oh, that's amazing. So my past life, I was a consumer product marketer, and we paid for product placements all the time. But to your point, had no way to track whether it was beneficial or not. So that's fantastic.
Great, thanks.
So you mentioned 2020 being a little challenging. It's been challenging for everyone. So what's one pivot that you guys made to make a difference during 2020, and how'd that work for you?
It's been interesting because even in the TV households, that's a huge market boom for us. A lot of people obviously staying at home, watching a lot of TV. Viewer consumption, everything was really, really up. And even talking to brands at that time, a lot of them, again, they weren't sure what the future holds. So, their dollars or their spending dollars are really strained. But again, what we've been able to focus on with them is to say, hey, even though you may have put in, $500,000 on a product placement for a show, we can actually come in and really give you much more better bang for the buck and really give you a much better ROI on that, or ROAS as well. So that's one thing that we've really been able to use our data side of it to really bring in some good analytics and bring some really good substance to a lot of those partnerships. And racing, this is one where, IndyCar right here out of Indianapolis in our backyard has been a great little pivot for us as well. But we did have to kind of wait for the IndyCar season to kind of wind down. But now that we're kind of out of it, we've had a lot of teams come back out, come out of the woodworks and ask us to partner with them or continue discussions for the 2022 season.
Wonderful. Fantastic. So here's an interesting question, Nate. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what's a mistake you've made along the way as an entrepreneur that you'd be willing to share so others can learn from your experience?
Tech startup is always challenging, and we don't have enough time in this interview to go through all of them, but there's a lot of these where most tech startups 101, a lot of them will tell you to be wary of too much money too early on within your business. And that is definitely holds true. I've seen it time and time again, personally have experienced it, where you get a great idea, you get a big influx of money, and obviously you have to, staff up, but you have to make really sure you bring the right people on board. You might bring in a great title from someone from a really big Fortune 500 company, but you got to make sure that they're going to be there, that's going to be the right fit for your company, really have the same passion, the drive that you're going to need for someone to carry that company forward. The other side of it is, a lot of people that, tech startups, they're still very sexy. They're people are really excited about them. They want to jump on board, but it is a lot of work. It's a tough grind. And the best quote that I've heard is kind of like a duck on water. It's nice and smooth, but underneath you're paddling like hell. So it is very much the case out here. But again, I'd say just make sure you've got the right people on board, the right team. That it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, I love that. We explain that to our clients all the time, that it's more important to have the right cultural fit than focusing solely on skills and experiences, right? Because we can train the skill, but we can't train the cultural fit. So I love what you just explained there, and everybody who's watching this can greatly benefit from your experience. So thank you for your willingness to share that.
Sure.
Nate, what do you think is going to be your biggest challenge over the next 12 months?
Obviously fundraising is something that's always a core part of any tech startup. That's one area that, takes a lot of time out of takes a lot of time out of my day, a lot of resources, and getting out there, kind of knocking on doors and getting in front of a lot of those, the bigger investors. One area that we are now working on is trying to expand outside the Midwest and getting investors on the coast, people that might be a little bit more interested in MarTech or media technology. So that's going to be the big one out there, trying to get our names out there on the coast in front of some of the bigger VCs for this next round of funding that we're working on.
Awesome. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, how do you balance the two roles? So, you're running the company, but then you're also needing to be selling, promoting the company to get investors. So how do you balance those two?
It's always tough. I will tell you candidly, I don't do it well. I've seen some people that are really great at it, and I think that's where bringing in a good staff underneath you really does help. My COO, Nick Hawkins, has really been helping with the day-to-day operations, make sure that things are moving smoothly, moving forward, and that does free me up to get out there and I use this phrase all the time, kissing hands and shaking babies. But just getting out there to, try to get a name out there and getting in front of a lot of these VCs, it takes me to get out of my comfort zone to really do that. But it's one of those where it's a necessary thing that you have to do. And it's one of these that I've learned a lot along the way. So it's been really a great ride.
Yeah, fantastic. So second last question here. We're going to get your contact information so that we can include it along with this video. your website, phone number, and things like that. But is there anything else you want to make sure that we covered today that we haven't already?
I think, first of all, I really appreciate this opportunity. This is one where the idea and the concept for something like Voxi is really palatable for a lot of people. A lot of people can quickly understand, like, hey, this seems really cool. It's a big need out there for fans, brands, and shows or content creators themselves. The one thing we have out there right now, the biggest thing is, we do. Most people will come out of this interview and say, hey, I'm going to go out and download the Voxi app. What we've done intentionally is that we actually don't have necessarily a Voxi app for us. We actually build each app for each show individually, because that does help with the user adoption side of it. So, go check out Two Chicks and a Hammer. It's great. It's a great one. Came off of a really fantastic season with them. They're doing a lot of reruns right now, so you can get on there and check out all the products that they have. We're about to launch Austin Life out of Austin. Natasha Antonioni is a fantastic on-screen personality, and she does a lot of great home renovation. She's a realtor by trade, but Austin's really a hotbed, and her products and her shows are fantastic. Her app is out there currently, but we're going to officially launch her here in the next coming few weeks. And then we have everything we're working on right now in motorsports. IndyCar is obviously our big one that we're working on right now, but we've got a lot of other race teams out there that are really excited for us to work with them, help kind of foster some of those sponsorships that they have. So we'll look for us out there. We're in early conversation stages. We have a couple contracts out there with people, but you'll be hearing about us here soon in the motorsports space.
Fantastic. So, Nate, what's the best way for folks to contact you if they're wanting to learn more?
Sure. Obviously, LinkedIn is great. Nate Miller with Voxi. There's a great way to kind of connect with me on that end. My email is nate@getvoxi.com, and our website is obviously getvoxi.com. So yeah, shoot me an email, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to chat with you, even, just getting ideas of what we're building. There's a lot of different opportunities out there. We've been approached by people in the esports space as well. So we'd love to continue all those conversations with anybody on the either content creator side, or the brand's product side as well, or even the fan side, to get some ideas on what you'd like to see for an entity like us as we move forward in the space.
Fantastic. Awesome. So last question here, Nate. What's been most inspiring to you during all of the craziness of the last year and a half or so?
It's interesting to, even in the year and a half, just looking at the human spirit of people, where I'm obviously a very social person. I like going out there and meeting people, going through COVID, and seeing kind of the social interactions and how people have evolved and changed through that whole endeavor has been really kind of inspiring to see. People are still pretty hesitant to come back to the office, but it's interesting to see that people still are looking for that human one-on-one interaction, which I think is fantastic. So, there's a ton of business books out there. There's a lot of other great ideas from great industry leaders. But when you really look at it, at the core of it all, it's really about people. And again, it's that team that you have around you and the people that you can connect with that's really been helped us tremendously getting out there. And Indianapolis Fishers area has been great for us to network and get an idea in an area that's not necessarily media based, but the people that I've had out there that have taken the time to sit down, talk, listen, and give advice has been absolutely critical for getting us to where we are.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights today, Nate. Appreciate learning about you and your company. For those listening, if you've heard something that's sparked your interest, please reach out to Nate and his team. Like I said, I'll include his contact information along with this video. So you'll be able to go visit his website, email the team, call them. Definitely this opportunity sounds amazing for people who want to get more exposure to their products. So definitely reach out to Nate. As you heard, he's got a lot going on in terms of different opportunities. And if you get in early, it's always a better place to be if you take advantage of the opportunity early. So again, reach out to Nate, learn more about how he can help you. Nate, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today, and wish you tremendous success, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Tim, and look forward to talking with you soon.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.